Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management? Team segment with Amy Bremmer, Wealth Manager, CFP at Annex Wealth Management. Welcome back, Amy.
Thanks, Danny.
The biggest money mistakes by decade. Decisions we make or don't make during each decade of life. Amy works with a lot of clients, seen a lot of past behavior. We're going to talk about the phases and see if we can find out some ways to avoid those mistakes and maybe flip it around to the positive, talk about how to properly handle these phases. And Amy, the first one happens during childhood, and that's missing opportunities to educate or learn if you're the kid.
Yes, a lot of families don't talk about money. It's quite the taboo topic. My colleague Deanne Phillips here at Annex has this piggy bank that has 4 little slots in it. One slot is to spend, one slot is to save, one slot is to invest, and the other slot is to donate. So it's a way to work with small children to conquer all 4 of those topics in regards to money. Love, love, love that idea.
Mistakes by decade. Let's talk 20s.
So the first thing is education. Don't spend more time in school than you need to. College is fun. Enjoy. Get a good degree. Choose a degree that will get you a return on your investment. I know a lot of folks are being told to follow your passion. You love your work. You never have a boring day in your life, which is true, but not every passion will generate income. So make sure that you distinguish between revenue generating activities and a hobby.
And not everybody goes to college. The trades are dying.
Oh
for
my
people.
gosh, my nephew, he's an electrician and he's just booming. He's fresh out of high school. He's making 6 figures. It's ridiculous.
Right. And as he's making that money, get involved with the 401k even at that age.
OMG, yes. Time is on your side here to grow.
Now we're in our 30s. Do we call this misplaced spending?
That and competing goals. Whereas people in their 30s are done with college now. They're making some money. They chose a good ROI degree, but now they're trying to save up for a house. Maybe they're planning for a wedding. Maybe they're already married and they have kids and they're paying off their student loans. There's a lot of competing goals, but there's also that fact of keeping up with your peers. Maybe the neighbor's got a new pool put in and now all of a sudden you want a pool, or there's the boat, or there's the new Beamer that Stan at accounting has. Try not to keep up with the Joneses. The other thing that can creep in right here is the paying over time stuff. Like I've noticed when I've gone shopping, last night Matt and I were buying mattress. We have guests coming. You can affirm it. Have you heard of Affirm?
Oh, yeah.
Pay a little bit over the next 10 years. It's a mattress. If you can't afford a mattress, don't buy one that expensive or buy one smaller. Do not do that pay over time for smaller items. Big items like cars or a mortgage, yeah, get a loan. But if you're going to buy a new pair of shoes for $600, maybe you don't need $600 pair of shoes.
We're now into the 40s, talking about mistakes by decade. Not enough saving and investing.
That and lifestyle creep. You making more money, again, that keeping up with the Joneses things, but now your kids are a little bit older. Maybe they're in travel baseball leagues. Is little Johnny really that good to be traveling to go play baseball, or is this just a hobby thing? The dance and the competitive cheer are also very expensive for the kids. But how you can get around that is if you get a bonus, spend half of it, put half of it in your 401k. If you get a raise, and this is what I love, every year you get a raise, 2, 3, 4, 5%, not enough to move the needle on your lifestyle. Divide that by 26 pay periods and then take out taxes. But if you increase your 401k contributions by 2, 3, 4, 5%, that is going to be a huge impact over the course of your life.
Money mistakes we make by decades with Amy Bremmer, a wealth manager and CFP at Annex Wealth Management. Into the 50s, maybe too much for the kids, not enough for you?
This is where the big spending comes because the kids aren't old enough to go to college. I've mentioned this often with families. When you're sitting in an airplane and the flight attendant tells you, put your own oxygen mask on first before you help somebody else, this is what you need to do in this time in your life. You need to take care of your retirement saving, take care of yourself. And if those kids get loans, yeah, the interest rates are there, but they're not tragic. And it'll give those kids some skin in the game to do well in school. And if down the road, if you planned properly, you can help out your kids pay those loans down.
We'll even look into the 60s and 70s, and 60s could be the fact that you'd never really properly planned for retirement.
That's challenging because now it's almost too late. You need to have a plan. And now the planning isn't so much saving. The planning is how to make sure you're not paying too much in taxes. We can do that through Roth conversions by paying a little bit more upfront today. And also just not even having a plan. What are you going to do? I tell folks plans are like an atlas. Back in the day before Google Maps, people would pull out the map out of the glove box and drive to, South Dakota for vacation. That's your atlas. Where are you going to go if you don't have a plan? You need to have a plan.
Amy, bottom line, get with Annex Wealth Management no matter where you are on your journey. We can help guide you to avoid some of these mistakes, get pointed in the right direction. Amy Bremmer, Wealth Manager, CFP at Annex Wealth Management. Thank you.
Always a pleasure, Danny.